Alright, well, since I can't be bothered today to actually do a real recording session, I think I'm just going to play some Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I streamed this game a long time ago. I lost that data. Long story I'd rather not get into. So basically I had to start over. I might have gone a little bit overboard. This is one of my favorite games of all time for a reason, namely because it's just one that you can just kind of plug and chug away and grind away at the game. So, as you can see, I have March, I have Mont Blanc. They're actually, I think, my two lowest level members out of anyone in the game. So I have Hunters, I like Templar, Dragoons. I'm really trying out a whole bunch of new party compositions. This is really just for people who actually know about the game. I decided that one of the things I would do is, instead of making an assassin sniper like I usually do, I would make an assassin fencer, because I feel like for the moves that assassins have, a lot of them are not only kind of MP based, but they're also, you know, very hard to like position. So I said, okay, well, since assassins have some really good melee attack stats because they use katanas, I decided to use fencing as sort of as a buff. And the real reason I want to do this is because Feather Blow is really good if you can't get behind or to someone's side. It's a safe move like Blitz that you can use in front of someone. Usually you'll get a 100% rating to hit. Does a smaller bit of damage, but is still worth the damage reduction if you're just trying to put points on the board. Shield Bearer for better stats. Swallowtail is good for, you know, when units are kind of surrounded in the typical cross shape. You can hit multiple, which is really nice. And Pierce Through is good for targets in a line, but what I really find it's good for is for enemies that have counter, or enemies that are one square away from being within melee range, or for whatever reason you don't want to get within one square of them. It's very helpful. I really like that, so I'm actually really enjoying Assassin Fencer. I think that that's probably one of the better things I've tried out for this game. Doing Ninja Thief, basically. I've more or less learned most of what I can learn. I have a couple Mithril weapons, actually. I have Mithril Shot. The only person I haven't really done much with is not Goodwin. Again, all the names are going to be different because it's different save data. I'm just showing off the different party members I have. Goodwin, I made an Illusionist. As of right now, there's only 4 moves I can teach Illusionists besides, I also have the combo, but I don't want to teach that. Woodville is the only person I haven't touched. Really, the reason why is because basically to raise a Morpher, Beastmaster is one of the worst classes to level in this game. Even Morphers are better. Morphers are difficult because they rely on another class to get them their abilities, and even then they're so-so. But Beastmasters essentially aren't even tanks. They just kind of walk around hitting people with instruments if there's no monsters. So to feed a Beastmaster and level them up, you basically have to be willing to just throw a character into repetitive battles over and over again just for the chance that they'll get some experience. Paladin Blue Mage. The reason I went with Paladin Blue Mage is because I think Paladin is one of the best melee jobs in the game, honestly. I debated this in Fighter. I said I would rather go with Paladin because if I level up Blue Magic, I'll get a nice MP pool, and Paladin has a pretty hefty MP amount, although that might not necessarily be too good. Really, nothing goes too well with Blue Mage, so I just said fuck it. You know, maybe Fighter is better, honestly. In fact, I might do Fighter. Maybe. It's just that Lohengrin is a really powerful weapon. So, I don't know. That remains to be decided. Red Mage Summoner. That is a late game godsend build. Alchemist Black Mage. This can swing into anything else I want. That's basically it. Defender Gladiator. Pretty good build. Very basic stuff here. So nothing too crazy, but because I don't want to watch, you know, make you guys watch me basically farm, which has been essentially what the last 20, 30, 40 hours of gameplay have been. I'm just going to go ahead and buy the mission. Whatever. Could have bought this ages ago, it doesn't really matter. And we're done. Okay. The only thing I will do is I will engage this one little clan here, just to kind of soak up some extra experience, because I know that this specific mission in and of itself is March heavy. Like most story missions, you'll find March and Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc never really has to be deployed, actually. Mont Blanc, I don't think, is just kind of a story-driven element. Doesn't really have much else to do. Just a really strong character, and right now the only Moogle I have. I would really hope to get another. Where's his haste? Okay. Let's see. Who was I leveling? I was leveling him. I don't know if I want to use him. Yeah, sure, why not? And Goodwin is kind of like my main go-to healer at the moment. And I just never have any luck leveling Staring. See, the problem now is picking who gets the experience. So I'm going to try to like level up some lower level people in my group. And I have to start leveling Saphra again. Okay. No one in my team knows Addle. Addle is a very rare skill. I think, what is it? Ninjas and assassins are the only ones that learn how to addle, maybe? Something like that. So the real reason why illusionists are so goddamn broken in this game is because from wherever they are in the map, they can hit everyone on the enemy team. Now, it costs a lot of MP. There's a skill later on that they can learn that lets them half the amount of MP that they use, but this will hit for pretty decent damage, all things considered. On the people it doesn't miss, of course. You know, 24 damage, not even one turn into the fight. You know what I mean? I might have moved him out a bit too much, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter. I'm not even going to attack him. Of course. But I mean, you know what? It's all good. I find it really hard to lose in this game, especially once you get beyond the initial couple of steps. The way they up the difficulty for later in the game is by basically throwing you in a 4v5, 5v7, stuff like that. You know, that's the kind of tactical stuff. But for 6v6, well, no, this isn't even 6v6. This is 6v5. We have the man-up advantage just inherently by showing up. Okay. Okay, take the hit, keep moving. It's only 13 damage. He almost has 200 health. It's ridiculous. Do I be ballsy? Do they have a healer? And that's something I find a lot. Most early level clans do not have healers. Yeah, I don't really care. Whatever. Not very good damage. It'll get the job done. I think hunters can learn Addle as well. They get a move that I think it's called Vital Shot. It's random debuffs. It's so. That's gonna go bad for him in a turn. Sure. I'll bait it out, but now look, he's in a horrible position. So I was leveling multiple healers. I was originally leveling an elementalist and a white mage, and forgive me, it's late. I'm exhausted. That's kind of why I didn't want to do a full, real gameplay session. I almost didn't record tonight at all. I literally decided just 5 minutes ago, fuck it, I'm just gonna record. Just because. Oh shit, I gotta take a step forward. I think if we do this right, we could fuck him right now. Nothing against haste. So yeah, I typically never do Dragoon Templar. But what I'm really trying to do for this run of the game is basically skill synergy, like, to put it lightly. I'm basically trying to get... oh shit. I'm basically trying to get a whole bunch of skills together that kind of just congeal nicely. I'm fucked. Like, that's my goal, is I'm trying to find a whole bunch of skills that go together really well. So like I said, assassins, the problem with assassins is a lot of their moves tend to be like, you know, low miss rate. So in order to buff the fact that they miss a lot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them fencer moves to kind of round them out, you know? Yeah, he's going to walk the other way. I don't know, they're just going to all team up on March, really. Alright, sure. I wonder if he'll die before the next turn. Okay, ready? He's trapped. We literally trapped the soldier. And as you can see, Lohengrin does such ridiculous fucking damage. It's absolutely obnoxious the amount of damage that spell does. Alright, we got Cura. Look at that. Big payoff. I love this. It's so great. I'm actually surprised at the number of Mithril weapons I got this early in the game. This is before the first law change. This is basically right before the first boss. And honestly, part of me doesn't even want to progress the game. But, you know what? Why not? Still can't... Dude, this motherfucker, man. Unbelievable. Okay. I mean, this is like a waste of damage. Who's moving next? This dude. Let's see if I can knock this guy out. Oh, this will be sick. This will be so good. Yes. Didn't even let him move. So I mean, dude, Templar... The thing is with Templar is that you ultimately can't use a Knight Sword if you're going to run Dragoon with it. Unfortunately, what happens is that you need... Because you lose access to jump. I mean, if you're okay with losing access to jump, then that's fine. But then, I mean, honestly, you were kind of better off just going Templar White Monk, in my opinion. Like, jump is kind of the reason why you'd want that build-up. You know what I mean? Because if you do White Monk, you get Air Render, which, I mean, arguably probably does the same, if not more. So, I mean, the whole point of this was that I could use jump. I have access to the elemental breaths, and all that stuff. Dragoon is a so-so class in this game anyway. It's okay. You know, like, I wouldn't say it's anything ridiculously amazing. There you go. Oh shit, I thought that Fencer was my own Fencer. My Fencer Assassin. Oh, man. Yeah, this is not going to be a long session. I'm fucking exhausted. But I love this game. This game has so much creativity, and I feel like most of the classes in this game generally synergize with each other. And that's what's really cool, is that you see a lot of games, you know, and the meta for the game is basically defined. I mean, of course, this game almost has no multiplayer component. In fact, I will almost bet that the Virtual Shop version of this game has no multiplayer, just because, you know, it's an emulated version. There you go. And they need these levels more than they need AP, so this is important. But, like, you see a lot of games where it's like, oh, these things go together, or this thing goes together, this is the best in Slaughter, that is, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, there's a set list of things in the game that work and do not work, and you know what they are basically around the time you're getting towards the end of the game. Like, you basically know what will work in the game around the midway point, and if you don't, you're probably in a bad position. This game doesn't really do that. Per se, there's some things in this game that don't work. Like, you can make builds, like, for example, White Mage doesn't really go well with Soldier, you know what I mean? And, like, Black Mage doesn't really go well with Thief. But for the most part... Oh, yeah, like, that's going to do anything unless it crits. Can this move even crit? Can A abilities even crit? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think they can. I think that's kind of the point. Anyway. As you can see, I clear a lot of these fights very, very quickly. She has reflex, doesn't she? Does this move ever work? This move, like, almost never works. Let's try it. He's not going to be able to do anything else. Nope. I don't, like, that's the problem with Paladin. Like, they put like, weird moves on Paladin. Like, remove people from combat. Like, when does that ever work? The lowest success rate ever. There you go. See, that's more like it. There's also a couple of outlandish builds, like Hunter Paladin for Ultima Shot, and then you give Paladin, like, dual sword and shit. Not that dual sword affects Ultima shot, I don't think, but just in general, it increases Paladin's lethality so much. It's so great. See, like right now, if I had a lance equipped, I could use jump, but because I don't, can't really do anything. I'm just literally just out of reach, but they gave Templar so many good abilities. I just don't see why Bishop is in the game, really. I like Bishop. I get it's a flex pick, but Bishop is like the one class in this game that I feel does not go well with any other class in its race. Because Bangas are so... I don't know why I use Cure, but it doesn't matter. Bangas are so physically built, you know, they're a melee race. All their jobs are to some degree melee oriented, besides Bishop. And I just don't get why Bishop exists. Anyway. Yeah, they are so weak. Marge and Mont Blanc are so weak, and that's the problem. I got carried away raising, you know, 10 other people. Never raised these two. Not even 10, it was like 5. It's like 5 all-stars that I know are basically killer. I know that if I sent them into a mission, they're gonna tear ass. Okay, this should win it. I'm hoping it wins it. I just want to kind of do Twisted Flow. So far, I haven't had anyone sent to jail either, which is nice. Very good. And this is basically what I've been doing for the last, like, 30 to 40 hours. But it's fun. Oh, look, I got another Cure Staff. Alright, he learned Subdue. I don't even think there's anything else I can teach him on Paladin that I have currently. I can teach him the defense combo, but I don't really think I yeah. No, he already has it. Why did I say defense combo? No, the knight combo. Okay, so it's a fighter. One thing I always forget to do in this game is once you change a class, well, I had item equipped, so that didn't count. I had to equip that back. What the hell? Oh, yeah, that's right. They wear shit armor. I forgot. Fuck. Equip this. Honestly, I just want to start off with Air Render. Air Render is what's going to give me the most mileage in the long run. Equip the dash boots, and that's basically it. How far is he coming? I gotta buy him sprint shoes. He needs one more fight, so you know, let me go back to town. That's right. I'm gonna buy 2 more. As you can see, I'm already kind of stockpiling Gil a bit. The only thing I have not bought from the shops currently is the Paraiba Blade, but that teaches Mog Peak. You don't even really need Mog Peak until later. Everything else in here I basically own besides the Knuckles and the guns at the end. Whoops, sorry. All the way down. This is... I'm fucking up now. This Kikuichimanji is a really, really good weapon. It has 40 attack. That's more than Heaven's Cloud, by the way. So good. This weapon is what I give to my assassins and ninjas just to deal damage. It's really high. Otherwise, yeah, I basically bought out every weapon. See, I didn't buy the Ayat gun or the silver cannon or the riot gun, and these couple of knuckles here. Chroma gem. Okay. Sick. Yeah, these are both gadgeteers. I don't even want to teach a gadgeteer, to be honest. I don't this run of this game. I don't want to teach anything like that. I think the next Moogle that I get is just gonna be it's gonna be a Mog Knight and an Animist, and if I get a second Moogle after that, it's gonna be Juggler and Gunner, and then that's it, and then I'm done. Okay, if I go now, it'll be Protect Poison. Let me save. Time really flies when you play this game. Alright. Twisted Flow, Mission 5. Let me... really quickly. Because I know I'm going to forget this shit. There you go.